Roll VTR.
Go.
To explore.
Good day, everyone. We are Group 4 and our sign moral dilemma is the emergency fund.
In this situation, a person has saved money for emergencies, but a close relative suddenly needs expensive medical treatment. The person must decide whether to use the savings to help the relative or keep the money for a possible future emergency.
This dilemma involves important values such as family responsibility, compassion, financial security, and generosity.
To explore different perspectives, we will interview 3 students from different programs. We will presenting the same situation and ask them what will they do, why they will choose that action, and what values and principle influence their decision in life.
Right now, let us now hear their perspective. So I will read the first scenario. You have saved money for emergency. A close relative suddenly needs expensive medical treatment, but using your savings will leave you with almost no financial protection if another emergency happens later. Other relatives cannot provide assistance. Should you use your savings to help your relative or preserve the money for your own future emergencies?
For me is og kanang dako kog budget sa akong mga savings is like ang half na lang ato yung gamiton na para sa akong mga cousin nga na sakit kita nga na as you said nga para gamiton sa paayuhan siyang like pagpaayo sa sakit nga.
If I would be in that situation is I will let my relative or I will help my relatives. So ipagamit ako ang savings for my relatives kay knowing it's an emergency. So needed yun niyag money. So in my case naman is kanang pwede pa mo ko makakita og kwarta or pwede pa mo ko makastart og save na for the future emergencies nga magamit na in the future.
I will let them borrow my money but I will not give them all because kay muhatag ko nila kay it's because relative nako sila and nagrespect ko nila pero need po nila respetoon ang ako ang desisyon nga dili nako ihatag tanan kay in case nga ako na po'y manginahanglan nako'y makuot nga ako ara.
After comparing the 3 interviews, we found both similarities and differences in their moral choices. For their similarities, all 3 interviewees choose to help their sick relative. Their decisions were influenced by compassion, family responsibility, and concern for the well-being of others. They also understood that the medical situation was an emergency and that their help could make a difference. However, their differences were mainly in how much of their savings they were willing to use. Jiho will use half of his savings, allowing him to help while keeping some for himself. Theories will use her savings to prioritize her relative's immediate medical needs because she believed she could save again in the future. Gladys will lend money but will not give all of her savings because she wanted to keep some for her own future emergencies. Therefore, although they faced the same dilemma, their moral choices differed because they had different ways of balancing helping others and protecting their own future.
In conclusion, our interviews show that moral decisions are not always easy because we have to balance helping others with our own responsibilities. Although Jiho, Therese, and Gladys made different choices, all of them showed compassion and concern of their relatives. This shows that our values, intentions, and consideration of consequences influence our moral decisions. Thank you, and that concludes our presentation.